This is me, your presenter, Ashish Pokhrel here, and we are going to discuss about user persona. Yes, you heard it right. So the first and obvious question, what is user persona? In a simple word, user persona is a representation of a particular audience segment for a product or a service that you are designing. It is basically a fictitious character which are fictional but based on facts. It is based on assumptions that derive from qualitative and quantitative research carried out at an early stage of the design process, which will give a clear picture of the user's expectation. Creating personas helps to understand users' need, behavior, and goals. It is from persona that developer comes to know whether their product can meet the expectation of the end user in commercial level or not. Now let's move on and learn to create a user persona. Believe me, it is one of the easiest thing out there and I promise you, you'll learn it tonight. So before we start creating our user persona, you have to do some research. Talk to key stakeholders, figure out what they think is important. Reach out to the customer support department and do some direct user interaction and interview. After collecting the information, now you are ready to create. Let's start with the basics here. Give them the name, provide picture, a key thing. Stay away from celebrity because their use case is different than others. Now the fun part begins, putting in the description. It may contain demographic information, goal, motivation, interest, technical knowledge, what kinds of activity they do in a day and other stuff. But while creating one, make sure to write down user's goal and motivations. It will enhance the user persona. You're gonna have to stay away from keeping it too bloated or too detailed. Make it relevant. You can keep user persona detailed or light depending upon your application. Here's the example of detailed user persona. You can see it's relevant and not too bloated. Contrast to that, this is a simple persona. It is very light but yet very powerful and beautiful. Here is one tip for you. While creating user persona for any application or service, create up to 5 to 6 personas. They are enough. We have learned to create user persona. Now let's bring it into practice. Let's create a user persona of Facebook user. This is gonna be fun. So the first thing you need is name and picture. We have name and picture. We have got a Facebook user Ashish Pokhrel over here. Basically, we have some demographic profile about the user. He is male, 22 years old, and based in Nepal. What are his motivations to use the Facebook? Obviously, to share pictures and talk to friends. His goal is to socialize. What's his favorite thing? Is posting pictures. He uses Facebook for 7 hours a day. Ho ho ho. Now you can clearly see we can tell a lot about this user. His needs, his uses from this persona. It's why persona is created. Let's add his level of expertise and favorite gadget. Done. We have created a simple user persona for Facebook user. Now it's your task to do the same. Pause the video and create another 3 user persona. Here's mine. Looking at these 4 user persona we created, we can tell what users are seeking from Facebook application. And so now the developers can focus on this thing to make their user experience great. That's all. I hope you learned about user persona. Let's summarize it what we learned. We learned about what user persona is, a presentation of particular audience. How to create a user persona, collect information and list down users' goal, motivations and all. And also we learned to create a user persona for Facebook. That just covers it all. I'm gonna wrap up this topic. That's a goodbye from me and my team. Thank you for your time and keep learning. Peace.